Namaste. Welcome to your VINYASA practice. We're going to begin a little slower against the wall for legs up the wall pose. So grab a spot against the wall. You can also pull up a chair and just rest the backs of your legs on the top of the chair, or find another posture that works for you. Maybe just starting in Shavasana, whatever feels best. But I'm going to begin against the wall. So I'll meet you there or whatever spot you choose to begin in today. So as you lift your legs up against the wall or your chair, try to scoot your hips as close to the floorboards or the chair legs. Or if you're on your mat, maybe you extend your legs up tall, maybe use a block. Wherever you're at, just begin to allow the weight from the feet to drain down the legs into the base of the spine, into the pelvis. Maybe point and flex the feet, rolling the ankles, finding a little softness in the knees, and then just allow your body to be. Your heels may drag down the wall a bit. Allow the back body to release into the floor. And begin to take some conscious breaths in. Noticing the inhale, how it lifts the front body, and how you release down on the exhale. This constant pattern of in and full, out and empty. Try to expand the inhales and slow down your exhales. Breathing in and out through the nose if that's possible for you today. And as we begin here, I invite you to bring your focus to finding a balance of effort and ease. So throughout each posture, throughout the class, and hopefully throughout the rest of your day or week, you can begin to feel in the body and sense in the mind, not putting forth so much effort that you are in pain or struggling or unable to breathe, but also not being so light and easy with yourself that your mind begins to wander, you're not putting any effort in, just kind of going through the motions. So it's finding that edge point where the active, willing, pushing, that kind of masculine energy, where that meets the softer, receptive, restful, feminine energy. And maybe you don't identify with that kind of way of thinking about it. So as we spend a few more breaths here, just kind of let that settle in and see what that might mean for you. Do you tend to overwork? Or have you found that you take the easy way out too many times? Most of us are somewhere in between, depending on the circumstance. So just holding those two concepts in your head, the work and the rest, the dedication and the enjoyment. And then begin to bend into your knees a little bit, allowing the feet to drag down the wall just a bit. And we're gonna cross the right ankle over the left knee. Finding a figure 4 posture with the legs. And here you can flatten your left foot towards the ceiling, find a little length in the left leg. If you'd like, you can take your right hand and gently press that right knee away from you. And beginning to explore the concept of effort and ease. So not pushing so hard or squeezing anything too hard that all you can think about is that compression and it affects your breath and enjoyment of the pose. But also not just hanging out here waiting for the next thing to happen. So find your balance in there, find the edge and breathe. And then we'll gently release, bringing the right leg back to the wall or on top of the chair. And allowing the left knee to bend and cross the left ankle over the right knee. Taking our supine figure 4 up the wall on the other side. And same thing. Maybe flex the foot, gently press the left knee away, finding that perfect spot. Breathing there. Not too little, not too much. One more inhale here. And then gently release, drawing both knees towards your chest, wrapping your arms around the shins. Take a gentle rocking left and right. And when you feel good, gently rolling to one side, making your way back to the mat, and meeting me in a downward facing dog. But take your time getting there. Spreading the fingertips wide, sending the hips back, lifting the knees, and then the tailbone up. Take a little bit wider stance with your downward facing dog, walking the feet to the edges of the mat. Lifting up the hips a little more, coming up onto the tippy toes, and then exhaling, lowering the heels, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Inhale, look between your hands. Exhale, look between your feet. Walk the hands back until you're in a semi-wide-legged forward fold here. Just gonna stay exactly where the feet are. Inhale, look up halfway. Walk the fingertips back out to a downward dog. Settle in for 2 more rounds of breath here. Then look between the hands. And we're going to step to a squat. So stepping the left foot to the outside edge of the left hand, the right foot meets the right hand on the outer edge, lifting the palms together at the center of your chest and dropping the hips between the heels. Finding, again, that right spot for you. So if your heels are up off the mat, try to flatten them down, lifting the hips a little bit. Press the elbows into the heels. Maybe finding a little lift on the inhale, a little squat on the exhale. Again, finding your edge, keeping the breath steady. Inhale, look up. Exhale, plant your hands, lift the hips, heel toe the feet together. And roll the spine slowly up to stand, keeping the head downward until your shoulders roll back, then lifting the head. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead, clasping the hands together at the top. Feet firmly pressing down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, tilt to one side for a half moon stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale, tilt to the other side. Inhale to center. Exhale, tilting again. And we'll just go through a few more of these with your own breath. Inhaling to lengthen and press down. Exhaling to curve to one side. Lift up and back with that right shoulder or the top shoulder to keep your chest open. Just take 1 or 2 more rounds. Again, with your stretch, finding kind of like the Goldilocks of the posture. It's just right. Not too far down, not too far up, just right. When you've evened it out, come back to center, bend the knees, release the arms as you slowly fold forward to a forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, plant the hands and step the left foot to the back of the mat and lower the left knee. Low crescent lunge. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale to lizard. Plant the hands to the inside of the right foot. Maybe heel toe that right foot to the edge of the mat. And here we'll take a dynamic lizard. If you'd like, you can lift that back leg if you want to take a little bit more active part in this pose, or keep it lower. But on an inhale, we're going to open that knee, bring the heart through the arms, look up. Inhale. Exhale, curl it in, finding a cat-like back, tucking the chin, squeezing in. Exhale. Inhale to open. Exhale to hug it in. This whole time exploring the furthest and the closest in you can go, eventually settling into that perfect spot where you feel yourself giving effort, but you also feel yourself feeling good, able to rest in the posture. This is where our awareness in yoga asana really comes into play. So if we're just going through the motions and our mind is somewhere else, we're not getting the full benefits of the practice. We're just stretching and moving and maybe even sweating if you're taking too much of an active approach to it. It's coming back to lizard, tuck the back toe, step back to plank, and take a side plank if you'd like. You can also stay in your regular plank or lower the knees down. Rolling to the right side, taking side plank, lifting left arm up, left hip up. You can also plant that left foot down to help hold yourself up. On an exhale, slowly roll back to plank. Lower down to your belly. Inhale to baby cobra. Exhale, release down to the mat. Tuck the toes, press up to plank, and step that left foot forward, finding lizard. Actually, we're gonna lower that right knee. We're gonna take our low crescent lunge first. So sweeping the arms up, and then exhale to lizard. Heel toe that left foot back to the edge of the mat, hands plant down on the inside of the left knee. As you inhale, lower that left knee. If you need some space, open the heart, look up. Exhale, hug it in. Tucking the chin. Inhaling, lifting and opening. Exhaling, hugging it in. Just continuing with that movement, noticing a little difference on each side, maybe. And making some small adjustments to work with your body, not against it. Finding the perfect spot of how much to lower that knee, how much to look up, how much to hug in where you feel focused and contained, but not restricted. Coming back to the awareness of the breath. Slowing down your exhales. Taking a few extra seconds on the inhales as best you can. Just a few more rounds here. And then coming to neutral lizard, tuck the back toe, lift that knee if you're not already there. Step the left foot back to meet the right for plank. And we're gonna roll to the left side for a side plank on the other side, but feel free to take any variation. Lifting up through that right hip, through that right side. Exhale to slowly release. Make your way to the mat, belly down. Untuck the toes. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, lower the forehead. Extend the right arm out long. And look the other way. So the right side of the face is down on the mat, the right arm is extended. And we're gonna roll to the right side, walking the right fingertips away from you. Maybe you bend that left knee and plant the left foot in front or behind your leg. Breathing into your right arm. If you're just kind of chilling here, too much ease, I invite you to lift that left arm. Bending at the elbow, take a little bind. Back of the left hand can come to your upper back, or maybe you just bring your hand to your waist. If you went a little too far on that, don't be afraid to back out. Let's take 3 more rounds of breath here. And if you took the bind, inhale, release that left arm up. And plant the left hand down next to your face. Roll back onto your belly. Bring that right hand in. And extend the arms back behind you. Tops of the feet press into the mat. Let's take a half locust. So we're just going to lift the heart and the head off the mat. Reach the arms back. If you'd like, you can clasp fingertips at low back. Draw the fists down the spine. Keep the gaze lowered towards the mat though. So the back of the neck is nice and long and straight. Find your edge. Dance there with the breath. And then exhale, slowly release down. This time we're going to turn the left side of our face onto the mat, so we're looking right. And extend the left arm long next to you, and taking that shoulder opener on the other side. So we're just going to roll onto our left side. Maybe your right foot supports. And again, if you need a little bit more, you can take the bind with the right hand, the right arm. Let's breathe here. Deep inhales, slow exhales. Softening where you can soften. Putting effort where you can put effort. Last breath. Slowly release from the posture. Landing that right hand down next to your face, helping yourself to lower onto your belly. Then we'll do another locust pose. Your choice to do half locust or full locust. Lift the heart, finding a baby cobra. Maybe lifting the toes. If you're lifting the toes and the feet, keep the big toes touching. Spin the inner thighs up. Reach the arms back. Maybe begin to rock on the belly. Maybe not. Exhale, slowly release. Melt down to the earth. Bring the hands next to your face. Press your chest up, shift the hips back over the heels, finding child's pose. Arms extended overhead. Any variation here, your knees can be together or wide. Take a full inhale, feel the back body expand. Exhale through open mouth. Bring the left hand to the center of the mat. We're going to take a threading the needle in our child's pose. So sweeping that right arm up. Exhale, bringing it underneath. Walking that right arm under you, walking the right fingertips away. Maybe lowering the side of the face down to the mat. And finding the spot where you can enjoy the twist, but still feel like you're doing something. And then breathe. One more round of breath here. And then gently unwind, dragging the right hand over to the other side, sweeping it up. And then releasing that right hand to the center of the mat, and the left arm gently lifts. Look up towards the ceiling, reach up towards the ceiling with your fingertips, and exhale, thread that left arm underneath you. Walking the left fingertips away, maybe you peek underneath your armpits. So you lower the left side of the face down. Again, finding and honoring that edge. Not doing so much opening of the shoulder that we're causing pain, but providing an opportunity for the body to release some tension. A couple more breaths here. Inhale to gently release. Sweep that left arm out from under you and back up. Exhale, plant that hand. Roll the spine up to a tabletop. Inhale to cow, drop the belly. Lift the tailbone. Lift the head up and back. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Coming back to our neutral tabletop. Extend the left arm long and the right leg back. Making yourself long. Finding balance. Inhale, stretch a little more, and exhale, hug it in. Elbow to knee, curling the back, tucking the chin. Inhale to extend. Exhale, hug it in. One more time. Inhale to extend. Exhale, curl in. And then inhale, extend, bend the knee so the right glute or the right heel comes back towards your glute. And maybe you reach around with that left hand to grab the foot, like a little bow and arrow. And if you can't reach your foot, just reach, or if you can't hold on to your foot, just reach for it. It's okay. Honor where you're at. Slowly release on the exhale, coming through long before planting the hand and the knee back on the mat. Tuck the toes, shift the hips back, spreading the toes wide, stretching out the back of the foot. Coming back to tabletop, tapping the toes. And then we'll take the other side. Extend the right arm long and the left leg long. Taking a moment to draw your energy inward, finding balance. And then inhale, reach and press back. Exhale, hug it in, elbow to knee, curl the spine. Take your time. Inhale long. Exhale, curling in towards yourself. One more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, find that extension. Bend the left knee and reach back with the right arm. Again, you don't have to grab your foot, but if it's there, go for it. Maybe finding a little quad stretch. Gently releasing. Lowering the hand and the knee. And then turn the hands over. We'll take little wrist stretches. Shifting forward and back. Turn the hands in towards each other. Again, gentle rocking back and forth. Turn the hands out. Maybe some figure eights. And then coming back to our tabletop with the fingertips facing forward, tuck the toes. Slowly make your way to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Make the spine as long and straight as you can. The head hangs heavy. Feel weight in the heels. And then look between your hands. And step the right foot forward, finding warrior one. Plant the back heel. Bring the arms up overhead. The warrior series here, we're going to really hone in on the practice of finding that spot where we're doing the work, but also getting the benefits. So even though Gravity is drawing us downward. We're gonna find a little lift in the upper body, but not so much that the shoulders are shrugging up towards the ears. We're gonna hug in by scissoring the legs together, drawing that right hip back, the left hip forward, feeling that energy moving inward and upward. But not so much that you can't breathe, or that you're sweating profusely. You can always ease out of it. Maybe you straighten that right knee a little bit. Maybe you walk your feet wide. Maybe you turn your foot out. Hug the belly in slightly. Knit the ribs together. Draw the shoulder blades together slightly. Find a neutral neck. And if all of that is too much for you, just breathe. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold, plant your hands. Step the right foot back. Lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come through child's pose if you'd like. 3 breaths here. Let it out through the mouth on the final exhale. Then look between your hands and step the left foot forward, finding warrior 1. Ground down through the lower body. Lift up out of the pelvis. Square your hips and shoulders towards the top of the mat. Legs are active, but not running out of steam. Chest is open. We're not struggling to breathe, but we're putting in the work. Find that spot, find your edge. Breathe. Embrace the little bit of shaking. Or ease up. Your best effort is going to depend on the day, depend on the hour, depend on the pose. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step the left foot back. Lower through chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, open up. Exhale. Look between your hands. Step to the top of the mat, forward fold. Send the arms back behind you. Drop the hips, come through chair, bringing the arms up overhead. Weight in the heels and then stand. Reaching the arms up and back, maybe a little back bend. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach the arms back up. And exhale, begin to send that right foot back, maybe stepping to warrior 2 through warrior 3. And if you didn't get it, that's all right. We got another side, no worries. We'll meet in warrior 2. Same thing here in our warrior posture. We're gonna wanna lower, ground down. Hug everything in. Open through the hips. Back edge of the foot, pressing down. Knee, trying to maybe track over the toes. It's okay if it's not perfect. Looking over your front fingertips. Reach forward, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands. Step to forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, keep the spine and your halfway lift, send the arms back. Exhale through chair, dropping the hips, dropping the weight into the heels, reaching the arms up. Exhale to stand, reach up, lift the heart, a little back bend. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, send that left foot back, warrior 3, and then plant that left foot to the back, find warrior 2. Same thing this side, opening the hips, gently squeezing the shoulder blades together, not too much. Finding your perfect balanced posture. And by perfect, it doesn't have to look perfect, but it feels perfect. A little work, a little play, a little sweat, a little smile. Reach with the fingertips, flip the front palm, reverse warrior. And let your exhale cascade the hands down to frame the front foot. Step to forward fold. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Let the head hang heavy here. Heel toe your feet apart and take ragdoll pose, grabbing either elbow with your hands, letting the head hang heavy, gently swinging the arms left and right. Deep breath in, keep filling up, and then exhale through open mouth. Release the hands, look up halfway. Breathe. And then begin to bend the knees, lower the hips to the mat, reaching the arms up, coming through goat pose if you'd like. Again, hanging on to your knee, the back of your knees if you need. Long through the spine, pressing the belly button towards the spine, finding a little lift from the low back. Breathe, cross the ankles, bring them underneath you as you bring your hands down, step back to plank. Lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, child's pose. We'll spend about 5 rounds of breath in child's. You can take your arms overhead or relax them next to your legs. Maybe even clasping your fingertips at your low back. Pulling the shoulders away from your ears. As your fists pull your arms back, maybe they come up overhead. Finding whatever variation feels best for you. One more inhale, exhale. Begin to sit up. Bring the knees together if they're not already there. And take a rabbit pose. So we're gonna lower back down, but you're gonna grab onto your heels this time. Forehead to the mat. Hug the legs in towards each other. And on an inhale, lift the hips. You'll feel a stretching in the back of the shoulder blades. And though we're gently rolling to the crown of the head, there's no weight pressing down into the neck or the head. So find a little bit of levitation out of the neck, out of the head. Tops of the feet press down. Holding, pulling the heels as the heels press away. One more inhale. Exhale, release to child's pose. Bring the arms up overhead. Inhale, look between your hands. Walk the hands back. Bring the right hand back behind you, sweep the left arm up. Exhale to the other side. Left hand comes back behind your foot, right arm sweeps up. Exhale, coming back to thunderbolt or hero pose, staying on our heels. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears. Exhale, down the back. Spend just a couple moments here. Maybe you close the eyes. Maybe you sit in a more comfortable seated posture if sitting on your legs is not working for you. I'm going to take a short breathing exercise before we continue and move to our floor-based postures, making our way to Shavasana. So find your comfortable seats. We're going to take the 4-7-8 breathing. So we'll inhale for 4 counts, hold for 7, and exhale 8 counts. So just take another deep inhale and exhale it out. Preparing the body and the mind. Again, you're welcome to close your eyes or take a different seat. One more breath in. Long exhale out. And inhale for 4. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do your best. 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and return to normal breathing. Notice how the body and mind respond. And just take just a moment here. Balancing active and passive is also about maintaining that control of the mind to not just jump into activity after taking a moment of rest. Blink open the eyes. Shift the hips to one side. Bring the soles of the feet together for our bound ankle pose. Inhale to sit up as straight as you can. Exhale to fold. Although we're allowing the body to breathe as it normally does, still observe the inhale and exhale. The pauses between each. And see if you can bring that same balancing force into each posture. As we close out and begin to move our energy downward. Inhale, begin to lift back up. Close the knees together like a book. Plant your hands behind you and heel toe the feet apart. Lower the knees to the right and look to the left. 3 breaths here, and then gently switch to the other side on your own time. Sure, inhale through center, and then exhale to the other side whenever you get there. We'll meet back in the center. Bring the feet together, wrap the forearms around your knees, curl into a little ball. Squeezing in. And then coming up onto your toes, just gently roll onto your back or meet a sphere. If you'd like to roll up and down the sides of the back, massaging out either side of the spine. Eventually slowing your roll until you're on your back with the knees hugged in towards your chest. Reach between the knees, grab your toes, your ankles, shins, whatever, for happy baby. In happy baby, draw the left heel in as you bend your left knee and extend the right leg long, opening through the inner right leg. Maybe you lower down to the right side. Inhale back to center, bending the right knee, hugging that right heel in, and extending the left leg long. Lengthening through the left inner leg. Inhale back to center. Release the toes and cross the right leg over the left. Grab your shins and draw the legs and the feet downward. You might feel it in your right outer hip or the right glute. Tuck the chin, lengthening the back of the neck and the spine on the mat. Big inhale, fill the belly up. Exhale, purse the lips and kind of blow the air out through your lips to make a noise, kind of like a horse. One more full inhale. Bring the lips together, exhale. Gently release the legs, open them wide. And then we'll switch the crossing. This time the left leg is going to go on top of the right. Grab onto your ankles or your shins and pull those legs gently downward. Again, finding just the right spot, not too much, not too light. Try to flatten your back on the mat, tuck the chin. Bring the lips together, inhale through the nose, exhale through the lips. Buzzing it out, one more, inhale. Fill up all the way you can, exhale through the lips, buzzing it out. Then release the legs, widen the legs long, lower them down, still wide. Reach the arms up overhead, and then bring the legs together, taking a big stretch. Point the toes, reach the arms up. And like we did standing, taking your half moon stretch, walk the heels over the right side of the mat, tilt the right arms up overhead. If you want to intensify, you can cross the left ankle over the right. You can grab your left wrist with your right arm, breathing into that left side body. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead like wings. Point the toes, taking a big stretch. And then exhale, curving to the left, the other side. This time taking your right wrist with your left hand, crossing maybe the right ankle over the left. Breathing into that left or the right side body this time. And then inhale back to center, bending the knees. If you'd like, we'll take shoulder stand or plow pose. You can also go back to the wall for a legs up the wall or legs on your chair. But if you'd like to practice our shoulder stand, if you'd like, you can put a blanket underneath your shoulders. That doesn't quite work for me, so I'm going to do it without, but feel free to support yourself. Take a moment to settle in to how you know you need to practice this posture. Otherwise, walk your heels in. Let's take one bridge pose first. Inhaling, lifting the hips off the mat. Little engagement of the inner thighs. Little engagement of the glutes, so we're not squeezing our butt too much, just a little bit for support. Tucking the chin down. Broadening through the collarbones. And exhale, lowering the tailbone back down to the mat. Now lift the legs up towards the sky. Point and flex, point and flex. And as you begin to lift the lower back off the mat, maybe you bring your hands up underneath to support the low back, lifting the legs up towards the sky, trying to straighten the body. Toes are pointed towards the sky, hands walking up your back, maybe bringing the elbows in. And try kind of tilting and tucking the tailbone until you find what's neutral for you. Again, not too much effort, but not just allowing yourself to plop down into your shoulders. Find some space in the neck. Breathe. If you'd like to exit through plow, lower the legs overhead so the toes drop behind you. Grab the sides of the mat, breathe in, and exhale, roll the spine down. Taking your time. Bring your feet flat onto the mat. If you're coming from legs up the wall, just bring the feet against the wall so the knees are bent. Allow your body a few moments to recover before taking any opposing motions. Take a big exhale. And lower onto your back, lengthening the legs. We'll take a fish pose to counterbalance. Again, finding the effort and the ease in each side of the body too. So in that one, we were kind of folded, curved in with the neck. This time we're gonna open the neck through fish pose. So lifting the hips, bringing your hands underneath you, walking the elbows and shoulder blades in. Inhale, lift the chest, pressing into your forearms. Open the throat by dropping the head back. And again, really light as the crown of the head meets the earth, really lightly. Feel the expansiveness as you inhale, the surrender as you exhale. Stay as long as you need. About 3 breaths is recommended. But if longer would feel better, be gentle. And slowly release down the exhale, pressing into the arms, lowering the head and the neck, relaxing the arms out to your side. Bring the soles of the feet together, allowing the hips to open, the knees to feel heavy. And bring one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. Find a connection between the breath and the heartbeat. Close your eyes and tune out of the senses so you can draw inward. Allow the power of this practice to manifest, to marinate, to swirl around. Bring some healing and honor to the body and the mind and the spirit. Practice of yoga is so much more than physical. Take a few moments to honor yourself, honor this ancient practice, honor the unity, the breath and movement, the body and the mind. And then taking the deepest inhale you can. Feel the belly and the chest lift, your hands up. Open mouth, exhale. Release the hands to the mat, release the legs long. Find your Shavasana. And here we release to complete sweetness, to complete rest. There's no need to breathe in anything more than just to yourself. Exhale, releasing any final energy, stress, expectations, pride, joy. Let it all out on the breath out. And then just be. I'll mind the time and let you know when to reawaken. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. And gently reawaken yourself from your rest. And taking a stretch overhead, taking your time to reawaken, roll to one side, curled in towards yourself. Breathe in, sense, balance, respect, love, for finding just the right point that you can unify your goals, your rest, the trying, the releasing, the being and the doing. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. See you next time on the virtual mat.